Welcome back to the 2015 Wyoming School Board Association Shrine Bowl pregame show. I'm Ryan Steinekert. It's not often that a 2A school places a quartet of young men on the Shrine Bowl roster, but the 2014 season proved far from ordinary for a stampeding horde of Bridger Valley-based Buffaloes. KNYN Sports Director A.P. Harold recently had the opportunity to sit down with the Mountain View Four.
We'll start with our buddy Isaac Campman as you guys prep for the 2015 Shrine Bowl. Which one of your teammates in crunch time would be most effective at giving a Newt Rockne let's go get him pep talk?
Probably Cade. He's been a big leader of our team, and all the time if I'd get down on myself during the game, he'd look at me and be like, come on, Isaac, you need to do better. And he's a big leadership role on the team, and I think he's going to be able to lead us to where we need to be.
Well, let's go and talk to Cade Covington, who at the AA level in Wyoming at 6'2", 230 is like a Mack truck rolling through. Of course, you get to the Shrine Bowl, you got to go around people, not necessarily through them. Step where the worst thing that ever happened to you or that you inflicted upon somebody else down there in that pile and that scrum on the line?
Well, probably the worst thing that happened to me, I got my helmet ripped off by their linebacker from Bighorn, and it was not good. And I got my hand smashed and all that stuff.
Do you think it was intentional or just a good, honest mistake?
That was intentional.
An honest man on the intentionality. Moving from the interior to the speed demons, Caleb Flake on the outside. They say that on the line, every play is a car wreck, but coming across the middle, occasionally it's a violent train wreck because you get that full head of speed. What's the worst collision you've ever inflicted on someone or you've been a part of?
Well, I don't know. Probably the defensive side of the ball, play in weak safety back there. And during the Burns game, got a couple good hits on some receivers.
So the Burns game, we got a few good hits in on these guys, and a guy that's going to be a burner, maybe not with his foot speed, but when he gets that $140,000 Nissan, Isaac Campman. Isaac, one of the great things about Wyoming, there's a few places where it's 85 miles per hour posted speed. If you had that car, how fast would you go if you knew old Smokey wasn't clocking you?
I'd probably max it out as far as I could go, probably trying to hit 170, 180-ish.
What if somehow, some way, Lufer and Covington snuck into that tiny back seat? How much gas mileage would your vehicle suffer?
I'd probably be getting 5 or 6 miles to the gallon at the time.
Maybe you can have speedy Caleb Flake on the lookout, make sure those guys don't jump into your fancy ride.
Yeah, I don't think that they'd fit in my backseat very well.
A.P. Harold pregame at the 2015 Wyoming Shrine Bowl with the Mountain View Four: Caleb Flake, Isaac Campman, Cade Covington, and Logan Lufer. Let's turn our attention back to Mr. Flake, as you're not quite sure where you're going on your mission. Your buddy going to Federal Way, Washington. New Zealand, though, if you could go there, it'd be great, but maybe one day you'll go on a vacation there so far away. You've told me that you're not interested in Hollywood, but if they came for a bit part, perhaps would you use that outside booming voice for a voiceover?
You know, why not?
And your dream avocation 15 or 20 years from now, Caleb, if it's not going to be Hollywood star, what's it going to be?
Tough decision. Maybe something medical.
Something medical. Let's go over here to Cade Covington. If you unfortunately suffered an injury, say late in your career with the Dallas Cowboys, and you walked in for surgery, and the guy lifted the mask, and it was Caleb Flake about to knife you, would you say that your knee's feeling a lot better, or would you let him go ahead with the surgery?
I guess it depended what he looked like when he lifted his mask up, but...
Or how bad your knee was hurting.
Yeah. I'd probably let him go at it. If it was hurt that bad, I guess he couldn't hurt it much worse.
Covington's got an adventurous streak as he may let Flake take him under the knife. Now, Lufer, your teammates were throwing you under the bus earlier, saying that you'd be the one most likely to upchuck on a roller coaster ride. Give me some dirt on these three amigos to your right. Let's start in the far left with Campman. Give me something embarrassing, unknown about him that we could share with the rest of the world.
Oh, yeah. When he, did you slip? Oh, yeah. Well, were you lined up against somebody?
Should I go talk to him about what happened?
Yeah.
All right, let's go get the story straight from the horse's mouth. Lufer couldn't quite remember it correctly. We don't want Campman to leave out any of the embarrassing details. What happened to the man who wants to be burning around in a six-figure Nissan?
We have this formation where the linemen go out, and Isaac thought that the coaches were calling it, and so he's running out there, and it was really slick. Our cleats were all icy, and then he found out we weren't calling that play, so he turns around to go back to the line, and he just slips right on his butt, and we're all laughing at him.
Well, he seems like a guy who can take a good joke. We'll let Campman finish out the interview. We'll briefly discuss the Lyman rivalry. It gets a little bit heated. By the way, Coach Walk is a graduate of Lyman High School. Don't want to say that too loudly, but how heated is it between Lyman and Mountain View?
That's probably one of the biggest games that we've played because it's just so aggressive, and we're only 10 or 15 miles apart. But it's such a rivalry to see who's the better team and who has the better organization. So when we come into that game, it's just all focus and all strength and physicality.
And they delivered this year, the Mountain View 4. These guys representing their team, their community, their school at the 2015, the 42nd annual Wyoming Shrine Bowl in Casper on 13 June. Isaac Campman, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Caleb Flake.
Thank you.
Cade Covington.
Thank you.
And the big man, Logan Lufer, thank you.
Thanks.
For the 2015 Wyoming Shrine Bowl, I'm the voice of the Evanston Red Devils, AP Harold.